We continue our multiple years around the world bicycle journey in the northernmost province of Laos, Phong Sa-Li.
This region is among the most mountainous, remote and thus poor parts of Laos. Roads are scarce, often unreliable, and many communities are not even connected to the country's road network.
Today we take the small slow boat from Muang Noi to Muang Noi. Will be interesting because the boat is so much smaller than the one on the Mekong. But I think we'll have some lovely sights too on the way. We are in Muang Noi, a small town located where the national road 2E crosses the Nam U, one of the most important rivers of Laos. From here it is just 70 kilometers to the border with northwestern Vietnam. But we first continue south.
Our next objectives are Laos' ancient capital Luang Prabang, followed by the modern-day capital Vientiane, crossing through the east of Thailand and into Cambodia, as long as the dry season lasts. All by bicycle, of course, with today being the exception.
Okay, 2 tickets, 250 plus 2 bicycles per 100. That was expensive. 700 k. Even though now during the dry season it would be possible to reach our next destination Muang Noi via roads, this would be a massive multiple-day detour compared to taking the river. However, what will be a little nice adventure for us is actually the only connection to the outside world for dozens of settlements along the Nam U. Would be funny if he doesn't manage to jump on the boat now.
Oh, can you imagine?
Well, I will take the wheel if you don't mind.
Yeah, all right. No problem. You can take.
Yes, to start the engine.
Different ethnic minorities villages are located along the river and rely on it for survival. This includes collecting resources from the stream and surrounding forests for income, food and spiritual practices. It looks like they live more or less like centuries ago. Every hour or so we briefly stop at settlements that for the most part don't appear to have electricity and cell coverage.
The incredible ethnic diversity of Laos, and particularly the north of the country, has to be the result of the extremely challenging terrain. Unfortunately, we lost our drone and can't show you the vast extent of the near impenetrable rainforest through which the Nam U traverses the mountains and gorges of northern Laos until eventually meeting the Mekong River. It's getting really full now with locals. They don't have road access to go much further than the village. Maybe they're moving somewhere because they have a lot of luggage and they brought 2 of their motorcycles as well. We're sinking down now into the river, the whole boat.
The people living here have extremely limited possibilities to earn cash. There are 0 formal jobs. Most families are subsistence farmers or do fishing, but even if they'd manage to produce a massive surplus, their access to markets is bothersome and expensive, and the competition is fierce.
Yeah, they agreed on the price for the people, but not for the motorcycle, so they just keep taking.
So, motorcycle stays here.
Yeah.
As it turns out, life has indeed changed dramatically along 80% of the Nam U in recent years as a result of the Nam U Cascade project. Since completion in 2020, a total of 7 hydroelectric dams, built and operated by Power China, control the flow of the river. In 2023, Laos exported nearly $2.4 billion worth of electricity to its neighbors, more than 75% of its generation, giving the country the nickname Battery of Southeast Asia.
Obviously, hydropower is preferable to fossil fuels, but the people affected most by this particular project don't seem to benefit accordingly. Thousands were displaced, endemic fish species are in decline, sediment flow is blocked, traditional fishing and farming collapsed, entire ecosystems were disrupted, and the cultural bond between communities and the river is fading.
We'll now get out of the boat because they built a hydro dam here and they don't have a system to continue with the same boat, so we need to get out, pack everything on the bicycles right on the other side and then board another boat. Apparently it's an 8-kilometer ride, so we just threw our bags into the truck and we'll just cycle. Some stretching of the body is pretty nice actually. I was fairly certain that the 8-kilometer number given by the driver had to be incorrect. There is a port icon on the map just 1.7 kilometers from where we landed. But when the truck with the other travelers speeds away, taking a left turn over the bridge to the other side of the river, I realized my mistake. Okay, it seems maybe 8 kilometers true. It's really much further than I thought it would be. So let's hope they don't leave without us with the next boat. That would be a drag.
Unexpectedly, we get a proper workout, pushing down this extra bumpy dirt track, trying to catch the next boat.
Beautiful. Okay. The next 20 bit. Obvious fun. So this is a little bit nasty. This is the people that going the other way, I guess.
During the last stint of the day, we share the boat only with other foreign travelers. It feels like dam number 3 cut the river in different parts, not just for the fish, but for the locals as well.
So, yeah, look at this landscape, it's amazing. Stunning. Muang Noi is a popular tourist destination because of its surrounding karst limestone mountains and is the starting point of ecotourism treks. There are some caves in the area that were used as bomb shelters during the Vietnam War era, and every 10 days there's a regional market where tribal villagers come to trade. Today we want to cycle from Muang Noi to Nong and while we had breakfast they told us that there is a New Year celebration in a village close by, and this is where we're making a little detour to right now.
We know little about the village other than that it is of a minority, which, given we are in the north of Laos, shouldn't come as a surprise.
We made it to Ban Ma. Was a short ride only, and they're already kind of in the celebration. It's starting. The people behind me, they're preparing the New Year's feast. To me, it looks like there's a lot of pork. Right now, they're cutting some pork skin and cooking a lot of rice and some other dishes. I don't understand what it is really, but looks interesting. So she just handed me a pretty big piece of pork skin, but it's still a little bit hairy. Well, let's dig in. A little bit barbecue flavor, very soft. Bit of bacon. It's not so bad. It's really only the consistency that's a little bit strange. But not so bad. Kapchai. Here they're preparing the most typical dish of Laos, lab, which is minced meat cooked with a lot of onion, I believe also garlic, and then later they add a lot of herbs and some spices. It's pretty delicious actually. This one's the base for a soup. I see some, well, yeah, she just added some blood. I can see some blood cake, a lot of fat. So this will be a very, very tasty broth. So this is blood jelly, very fresh blood. I imagine this is also from a pig. Gets a little bit gelatinous, maybe because they mix it with some salt or sugar, I don't know. There's certainly a lot of spices and some pieces of cooked meat. Wow. Although that woman clearly seems to enjoy it, I am somewhat relieved that she doesn't offer me the fresh blood soup to try. However, now I will wonder forever if I might have enjoyed it as well. Anyway, we are fascinated by the colorful hustle and bustle. At first glance it seems quite chaotic, how they cook here on the dusty ground with very basic equipment and with the hungry dogs desperately trying to score a little something. However, it looks and smells great, so they clearly know how to prepare a feast.
It is beautiful how the whole village is working together for one of the biggest celebrations of the year. The Khmu are the largest of the countless ethnic minority groups in Laos today. Their culture is rich in oral traditions such as folk songs and legends. The Khmu's traditional belief system is based on animism, with a strong respect for nature and ancestral spirits.
As a subsistence farming society, they traditionally rely on cultivating rice, either in paddies or through slash-and-burn agriculture. They welcome the new year timed with the end of the rice harvest. With music and dances to propitiate the rice goddess. The celebration is both a thanksgiving to ancestral spirits and a joyful reunion. Over shared meals and traditional games, the village marks not just the turning of a year, but the enduring rhythm of life tied to the land.
We would love to learn more, but unfortunately communication is difficult. We have no common language, there is no internet to use a translation tool, and besides, even if there was internet, they don't speak Lao, but an Eastern Khmu dialect.
I thought it was chicken, but it's pretty fatty actually. I need to get some sticky rice. Beautiful little village here, Ban Ma Na? Ban Na. Na. So basically the name of the village is Na because Ban is village. 5 kilometers into the mountains from Muang Noi. So if you plan to go to Muang Noi, you should certainly plan a night at least to go into this village as well. Certainly a good idea. Unfortunately, we didn't know that. Just came here by, well, chance really, and have to continue today to Nong Khiaw. That's good. But look that the back wheel is also there. Okay, change feet.
Anyway, we are glad that we decided to do this spontaneous little detour to be able to have this extraordinary experience. However, we have already booked a room in Luang, Prabang to get some editing work done. It is time to get back to the great roads of Laos, as we have to make it to the big city within 3 days.
I guess this explains why they prefer to take the boat. Oh my god. Achtung, careful, careful, careful. So bei die Oh. This is the absolute worst for the chain. They are bone dry now and full of dust. It sounds horrendous. But I guess this is the price for the view we have to pay. This road is horrendous. Oh my god. Shit. Oh, this is so dusty. Oof. Oh. Shit. Also, it's getting dark very soon. Oh my god. Oh. I think I can see the bridge in the distance. When we reach the bridge, we are in Nong Khiaw. Okay, welcome to Nong Khiaw. Now we need to find a room. See you tomorrow.
When I'm breathing out, dust is coming out. Dusty, dusty, dusty.
Wait here, right, I think. I think you need new shoes anyways soon.
While the soles of my trusted sandals start to disintegrate after roughly 13,000 kilometers of pedaling, I am not ready to replace them yet. Before we continue, we have to take care of our bicycles. The superfine powdery dirt went everywhere and the poor chains squeak appallingly.
I don't know what's the best way to approach this. There's dust everywhere, so I guess I will just use a lot of water. After getting our bicycles back into riding condition, we explore Nong Khiaw. Tucked away where the Nam U meets the One Sea Highway, it is still a somewhat tranquil riverside town surrounded by towering limestone cliffs. With scenic boat rides, hikes up panoramic viewpoints and visits to hidden caves, Nong Khiaw offers a balance of adventure and relaxation for the average backpacker. For us, however, this isn't exactly off the beaten path anymore. It is the most touristic place since we entered the country, but after the rough last couple of weeks, we are also glad to enjoy the amenities that come with the crowds. Compared to Luang Prabang, Vang Vieng or Vientiane, this is still kind of an insider tip.
Oh my god, the whole bridge is shaking.
Don't feel very safe.
From Nong Khiaw it is about 150 kilometers to Luang Prabang. Until recently the best option was again per boat via the Nam U, but after the completion of the dams, this is no longer possible.
We would have preferred to ride to Luang Prabang following the One Sea and some smaller roads, but that would have added several excruciating days through the mountains.
Savadi. Got a little late today. It's already 6 p.m. Almost, and well, we didn't find proper food, but we have some noodle soup. Yeah, I was just asking if we can stay in this temple, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. Today we are going to reach Luang Prabang. We slept in this monastery here. And oddly there were only these two young monks, no other person. We know that in Laos every male is supposed to spend 1 year of his life in a monastery. So they tend to do it when they're younger. It's supposed to be a time of learning, so I'm not so sure how that works when they are alone. But yeah. Anyways, today we hit the big city where all the tourists are.
Much like in neighboring Thailand, Cambodia and Myanmar, it is common for young men to spend time in a Buddhist monastery. Ordaining, even for a few months, is a rite of passage that brings merit to the family and teaches discipline. For some boys from poorer families, this also provides food, shelter and education that they might not otherwise have, making the monastery both a spiritual path and a practical opportunity.
In the early afternoon we reached the ancient capital of Laos, Luang Prabang, at the confluence of the Mekong and Nam Khan rivers. Featuring more than 30 Buddhist temples which remain active, the city is a UNESCO World Heritage and the center of Lao culture and Buddhism. Daily rituals and ceremonies continue to shape the spiritual and social life of the city. As a result, foreign tourists visit in droves.
Remember the large Mekong slowboat we took from the Thai border in the previous episode? This is where we would have arrived had we stayed on that boat for another day. Imagine what we would have missed.
This street is insane. Literally every 50 meters there's another wat, which means monastery. Wow. So, Luang Prabang. It is stunning, of course. Even though it has just little over 50,000 inhabitants, Laos' fifth biggest city is buzzing with life. To get a real feeling for the local vibe, we visit the market. Wat Xieng Thong, the Temple of the Golden City, is a masterpiece of 16th century Lao craftsmanship and the best preserved example of classical Lao temple architecture. The main hall has low, sweeping roofs and black lacquer walls decorated with gold stencils. On the back wall, the Tree of Life mosaic shows a mythical origin story of Luang Prabang. The temple complex also contains the royal funerary carriage hall with a giant gilded chariot used for cremations. Surviving the 1887 invasion, Wat Xieng Thong remains central to both religion and royal tradition in Laos.
Since we are at it, we decide to visit Phu Si Hill at sunset, the most peaceful spot in Luang Prabang, as long as you enjoy battling for elbow room. Known for offering the most beautiful sunset of the country, the view competes with a sea of selfie sticks, and the true spectacle is watching tourists photograph each other instead of the sunset.
Enjoying the best sunset of your life?
Best sunset ever, and it's so quiet here, incredible.
It doesn't feel particularly romantic being squished together like this, and we remember why we don't do the super touristy places most of the time.
On the way down from Phu Si Hill, we take a wrong turn somewhere and end up in the courtyard of a monastery.
Due to the staggering amount of active temples and monasteries, an estimated 1,000 to 1,200 monks and novices live in the city on average, or about 2% of the population. That is many mouths to feed, and because of that, Luang Prabang is also famous for a spectacle taking place every day around dawn.
It's 6 a.m. in the morning in Luang Prabang, and what's about to happen is the morning almsgiving procession, where all the monks, and there's a ton of monks in this town, walk down the street. And well, it used to be that the locals would give them the food that they need for the day. Now it looks more like this, so you can buy buckets with sticky rice that you as a tourist could also give to the monks, and some locals even will give you their seats for you if you give them some money, where you then can take part in this procession, which is kind of weird, to be honest.
Wow, I imagine this must be so uncomfortable for the monks to come and have 20 people with their cameras in their face.
내려오세요.
Cái bắt cái dùng nó đẹp quá đúng rồi. Để tiêu hãy đâu. Hả?
It's kind of unfortunate that this became this ridiculous show here. They're getting so much sticky rice and sweets that they have to throw it out into baskets every 50 meters. That's what tourism does, mass tourism.
And social media. Everyone wants to recreate, or better, even top those mind-boggling pictures they have seen online. Doing so, they overstep all boundaries. In some way, we are a part of the problem, but we give our very best to be respectful and patient. While that often means we do not do the most spectacular shots, we keep our integrity. If you value that, give us a thumbs up. It really helps.
So, streets are getting empty, all the minivans are gone, and sticky rice and sweets vendors are packing up all the little stools and stuff. That's it. That's the almsgiving ceremony in Luang Prabang. Don't get us wrong, we understand why people come here in droves. We could spend many more days visiting all the beautiful temples, admiring the French colonial architecture and cruising the Mekong. However, especially after cycling this far, after slow traveling for such a long time, we struggle seeing what normal tourism does to places and miss what we love most, the in-between, where other travelers rarely set foot. Today we hit the road from Luang Prabang. We just decided to not take the road 13 to Vientiane, but instead take the road number 4, which doesn't lead to Vientiane. We hope we can cross the border there anyways. It will be shorter, and more importantly, people told us that the road to Vientiane is very, very bad condition with a lot of trucks and dust. So we hope that other road is better in that regard. So getting some stuff for lunch on the road, and then we go.
We have the lunch, and I myself have the 4th pair of sunglasses during this trip because I just keep losing them. And yeah, you lost yours as well.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So now both of us had to buy a new pair of sunglasses. This one was just €1.
A little over 25,000 kip, and mine was wildly more expensive with 45,000 kip, which is above €2.20. But it's polarized, so it's really, really good.
Yeah,
That's what we found.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, he's working.
Climbing out of the city, we spot this elephant. Apparently, he is being used to pull logs out of the forest on heavy steel chains. His condition seems bad and his tusks are broken off.
Route 13, the country's longest and most important road, leads 1,426 kilometers from the Chinese border to the Cambodian border, connecting all major cities of Laos. Especially south of Luang Prabang, it gets busy.
Also, the mix of challenging terrain, flooding during monsoon season, sweltering temperatures during the dry season, the surprisingly high 50 metric tons load limit, and widespread corruption guarantee questionable road conditions.
This is the main road, north to south. It's very dusty, air quality is super poor.
We are a bit on edge. We are breathing ultrafine dust and extra dirty diesel exhaust smoke. Like often in Laos, we feel the bitter taste of charred plastic waste on our tongues.
Oh my god, this is horrific. Oh, we need to put on masks. This is no fun. This is real shit. Come on. Oh, come on. Why?
Our lungs are screaming. It is hot, the road is bumpy, and as if we wouldn't hear the incredible roar of their massive engines and squeaking of the rusty, overloaded trailers, the truck drivers feel the need to honk their massive horns when they are right behind us, torturing our eardrums even further.
Over this noodle soup we have to decide which route we take, because we were thinking to go not via Vientiane, but it seems like that border we were looking at is not possible for us to cross as foreigners, which means we could either go more or less directly to northern Thailand right now and skip the rest of Laos, or we can just continue to Vientiane on this not so nice road with a lot of dust and trucks. So we'll have to decide, because the crossing is just around the corner.
Ooh, this I love. All the fresh stuff. Yummy.
Xin mà mới lên trên phát xin mới lên mà. Đi nhau nhỉ.
Bags full of coconut and rice. A decision has been made, and we even still have some noodle soup in the plate. What is the route, Mathias?
We don't take the old road, the 13. We take the new road, which is number 4C, where they don't allow the heavy trucks. So we've been told that the condition of the road is much better because of that. There's one very, very steep incline in the middle, but other than that, it's a little less elevation even. So that's what we're gonna do. Hello, Sabaidi, Sabaidi. Sabaidi. Sabaidi.
This road is so much better, but to get to Vientiane we will have to go back on Route 13 in Khasi. Until then we can enjoy much better air. We spend one night in a village guest house and are about to reach the pass after a long day of climbing up a mountain.
Oh, this is a tough day. A lot of elevation. Tomorrow will also be very tough. We still need to do like 6 more kilometers, or we want to do, because we're so sweaty. So we really need to shower. So we either need a wat or a guest house. After reaching the top and slurping some well-deserved noodle soups, we enjoy the view. We are super tired and want to camp up here. Arev asked the owner of the cafe here if we can stay, or actually he kind of suggested, and Arev asked if we could sleep inside because it's gonna get really cold and we don't have our winter gear that's in Bangkok. And we are at 1,900 meters elevation. We climbed 1,600 meters today, which was pretty tough. And now it would be too difficult to go down into the valley because it's getting dark and it would be very cold as well. So that's good.
While the descent to Khasi was quite enjoyable, the road conditions back on the Route 13 between Khasi and Vang Vieng were nothing short of horrendous.
We stayed 3 nights in Vang Vieng, which is an extremely touristic town where there's a lot of activities you can do all around. Not only hiking, visiting caves, tubing, hot air balloons and whatnot. We didn't do any of it because from the days on the road leading here, our lungs were so full of dust that we suffered a lot. It felt like
We got sick.
brutal bronchitis, like all like allergy, like it was really bad. Today is already much better, but we decided not to continue on the road to the capital, Vientiane, because now the time is a little short. And also the road is just too dusty, as you have seen, and the lungs are too...
No, even if we had enough time, I don't think it's a good idea for us because I still feel my nose and I can't really breathe, and I wouldn't like to risk it again. And
so there's no point.
It's just too bad.
Like the air is very polluted because the cars burn very dirty fuel and they don't filter it at all, and also, well, all the dust. So we need to get to Thailand now to leave the country, and this is why we booked a bus service.
Eventually, this pickup truck arrives to bring us to the bus. A couple of hours later, we arrive in Vientiane. As we have a 30-day visa for Laos, we now don't have the time to properly explore the capital. However, on the way out, we make at least one brief stop to learn about a shocking bit of history.
Laos has the questionable reputation of being the most bombed country in the world. And this is why today we visit the Cope Visitor Center in Vientiane, the capital, where we inform ourselves a little bit about what this NGO is doing to provide people with prosthetics if they had an accident with munitions dropped in the Vietnam War. Unfortunately, still today, every year, thousands of people get injured by munitions that have been dropped on Laos soil during the Vietnam War.
Despite officially not being involved, Laos became the target of one of the heaviest bombing campaigns in history. From 1964 to 1973, in the covert war that never was, Operation Barrel Roll struck communist positions in the north, while Operation Steel Tiger targeted the Ho Chi Minh Trail in the east of Laos. However, not all the bombs came from planned missions. US pilots returning from Vietnam were not allowed to land at their bases back in Thailand with live ordnance.
Over 2 million tons of munitions were dropped on Laos.
Time, ready, now.
If they couldn't find their targets over Vietnam, there were free drop areas in Laos where the planes would drop their payload before returning to base, because it was too dangerous to land with a full payload.
When they couldn't find their targets, they routinely released their leftover bombs over Laos instead. This combination of daily strikes plus jettisoned payloads turned an officially neutral country into the most heavily bombed per capita in the world. The staggering amount of 1 metric ton of ordnance was dropped per head, a lot of it cluster ammunition.
Half a century after the war, Laos still lives with deadly danger buried in its soil. An estimated 80 million unexploded bomblets remain scattered across fields and villages. Farmers risk their life just by plowing their land, and children mistake cluster bombs for toys. Every year, accidents claim lives and limbs.
Now, bike touring Laos has been tough physically, but much more so mentally. A poor, landlocked developing country, handicapped by history, with plenty of huge issues to solve, only one of which is UXO. While it wasn't always easy, we certainly came to love the Laotian spirit and are very thankful for the chance to experience all this.
Raising awareness is super important, so please like and hype the video and share it with friends and family that might like it too. We pledge to donate 10% of the direct contributions we receive for this episode to UXO clearing in Laos. Just put UXO as the purpose of use. Check the links in the description below.
Thank you so much for watching, and of course each and every one of our amazing contributors.
Be it via paypal.me/amazingworldbiketour or buymeacoffee.com/aworldbiketour, we couldn't do it without your help.
So, here we are crossing from right-hand traffic to left-hand traffic. Oh, come on, jump fast! We are on the way to the Friendship Bridge #1 to get back to Thailand for about 1 month of mostly rushing to the coast and editing videos for you. So, that was Laos. See you in the next video. And may the wind be in your back.